Hi guys, Orange here with a way different video. And also, I don't think this is my channel. Hi iGL / whoever else is watching this from iGL podcast people. Here we are, a podcast. People have been asking me to do this forever, and finally here I am, all excited, all hyper. I had some sugar. We're all ready to go. So, today we have some very special guests joining us. If you all could go one at a time and introduce yourselves, I already know how all this will go. So somebody, introduce yourself. Go.
This man is just yelling at us. I'm not appreciating this. Yeah, you need to calm down, fam. All right, I'm Wolf.
Go.
I'm here. I do Pokemon sometimes. I'm bad. Moving on.
Cool.
Dang, I'm KoreanPanda. I'm worse than Wolf, so yeah.
I'm Justin. I'm the worst.
Glad we all have confidence in ourselves.
Really, none of you all have ever met me.
I mean, I have a role, like I'm the best, but at Pokemon, I'm really bad.
He's
I
terrible.
don't even know how you got that role. I'm not gonna ask.
Be told, I'm not sure how I don't have that role, but okay. Okay.
It's its own podcast episode.
This is the first podcast? What are you talking about?
My backstory will be for another time.
Alright.
His backstory will be in like episode 100 or something.
He's
We'll
gonna
finally get
pull
some
like a
Justin
fucking
lore.
Batman.
We'll finally get some Justin lore. Okay. So, on topic. So, we're going to start off with some pretty simple first episode podcast questions. How did you all get into Draft League? Let's start there. Let's go first.
You. You're the host.
Me?
Yeah,
Oh, I get to talk, that's right. So, let's see.
This man is just yelling.
I can't see my face cam, but I am like all the way down here to imitate like how small I was when I was like 12. Let me get down here. Do my tiny little voice. I want to do a draft league. There we go. That's accurate. I saw like I think it was season 4 or 5 of the GBA. For those of you who've been around that long, oh my God, you must feel so old right now. But
I can see my hair is turning gray. Thanks, I appreciate that.
all that, and so little 12-year-old me decides to start a draft league, and it is the worst thing you've ever seen. Even after all the leagues I've done, I'll still say the one I first started was the worst. Like I had 4 people in the draft league. It was me, it was
3 other people, and it was bad.
IRL friend. It was me, my IRL friend, another IRL friend, and I swear to God, my sister.
Nice.
So it was Orange and 3 worst Justins.
sounds about right.
He's not wrong. He's not wrong. So, my first team was honestly pretty broken. Not gonna lie.
Because you were in a 4-man
Gen
draft.
6. We didn't even draft. We literally just picked our teams and said, "Go for it." Like we didn't even do tiers. It was like free draft, and the spreadsheet was so terrible. It didn't have any misspellings, thank God. But it was like it had nothing on it. It was literally like the default spreadsheet, and then rosters. Like barely even had a record on it. So yeah, that was my first draft league. And so from there, I decided to make a YouTube channel. And with my squeaky little voice, I decided to make a video advertising another draft league because my first one obviously failed. So then I got into Discord, and so then I got into draft, and so then I met Bruno, and so then things just went on from there. And so here I am today, 4 years in the making, one of the best draft players to ever walk on Discord, or type on Discord, walk on Discord. That makes a lot of sense.
How would
And
you
here I am.
Orange's Reddit posts.
And I now make guides for people who suck at Draft League, or don't suck at Draft League. It depends on who you talk to.
Or
Who wants to
if
go
you're
next?
Bored and you just wanna and look at all Orange's effort, Go to Reddit.
I never learned to read, so...
What's
All right,
reading?
Wolf, you're next. Go.
I'm next? Okay, so... I've been watching Draft League since... I think it's about 6 years now, because I'm also an old man. I started back in high school, and I didn't really join a draft league until my second year of college, so that was a while back. And obviously my start was like Shady Penguin, all them, playing in the GBA. It was really good. My first draft team, I remember like the big members. It was Celesteela, Mega T-Tar plus Excadrill, Arcanine Florges, and like the next main member was a switch. Just kept on getting traded. It was Garbodor. Then I traded for Gorgeist. Then I traded to Mismagius, and then I traded to Tangela. And
Wow.
in that league, I was super proud of it because it was my first league ever, and they gave me unofficial 4th place because of this set I brought. It was this was back when we had Z moves, so we had Z captains. We had 3 of them. So because I kept trading one Pokemon, I couldn't make any switches. So Tangela became my Z captain. You know, the best Zmon ever. So
I see where this is going.
I ran Sunny Day Arcanine into Growth, Z Solar Beam, Tangela to take out a Mega Aggron and a Lando. That was fun.
I'm clapping right now if the mic isn't picking that up.
It is.
That sounds like the best thing I've ever heard. Chlorophyll,
Yeah.
offensive. Well,
Tangela is the best wall breaker, and I will die on that hill.
I hate that thing with a passion because I've lost to it multiple times. But that's earned my respect right there. That a Tangela with Chlorophyll, Sunny Day Arcanine, Z Solar Beam.
That sounds like fun.
It was a fun time. Panda go.
Okay, well, my story is a little bit shorter. I was actually asked, one of my friends asked me or told me about IGL. This is how I was introduced to draft leagues, was through IGL. I started when we had a gym system and an Elite Four system, and then that started dying down, and then I joined the Season 2 drafts, and I kind of remember some of my team. A lot of it was mostly bulk. It was like Mick Garchomp with Tapu Bulu, Blissey, Alone Muck, and it was interesting. And I started to, I took a break for a little bit, and then I started up again and took another break, and then now I'm doing it for most of my time now.
Wow. I mean, Garchomp Bulu is holy shit, dude.
That was really fun.
That's a physical core right there.
Yeah.
What switches into that?
Not much.
Skarmory.
Garchomp. I mean, run Fire Blast Garchomp,
True.
Oh, yeah?
and then see how that ends for you.
You're right.
Very interesting.
Justin, go.
All right. I kind of like y'all, watching draft leagues on YouTube. Shady Penguin, PokemonMD, MV, all of those guys. And I watched Thought Up Pokemon. I played some Showdown. Never did a draft league. I think my first draft league I joined was, I think it was this year. Yeah. I've only been doing draft leagues for I think since January, February. First one I joined, we don't talk about. It's not very good.
Oh, we don't talk about that one. No, we don't.
But,
Sounds like we should talk about it, but we're not.
Yeah, we should.
Oh no! Let's not. We don't need any enemies on this podcast. Okay.
That's
my team
fine.
was completely broken. Had Noivern, Porygon Z, and Rotom. So there you go. Just you have a well played Rotom, and I only lost 1 week because I was playing a really cheap laptop and I didn't have a mouse. I was using the touchpad thing and
Ooh.
clicked sticky webs when I already had them up when I meant to set up a reflect. And
Oof.
yeah, I was watching. Pretty sure I was watching a basketball game while I was playing, so I didn't realize.
Priorities.
Yeah, so that was the only game I lost in the regular season. Then I went to playoffs, and I lost to Para Hacks. So it was pretty good for a first season. And then IGO, the way I joined Lucas was I was sitting down watching basketball again, and Lucas would message me. It was you want to be a replacement? It's 3 weeks left. That was the end of last season. So I just did that. I'm here now.
Nice.
All right, Justin. So I'm gonna ask you to probably elaborate on that story here in a second, because my next question is, how did you hear about IGL? / what do you like about it or dislike about it?
Oh, I'll go first.
Oh, yeah, great timing.
Easy. Yeah.
Justin, why don't you go first?
Lucas just messaged me, and it's like we need a replacement to finish the season. Here's the team. Here's the record. How many weeks left? I took it, since I was like didn't care if I made playoffs or any of that, which I kind of never do. But I just picked some mods that I always thought would be cool to use. Like I had picked up Lightning Rock Dust, so Mega Set Power, and just use stuff like that. And I ended up, I think, going 2-1 in the weeks, and then lost in playoffs. This was for best of 3. I don't remember anybody I played or who I lost to.
Remember who you replaced?
No, I don't remember any of it.
Oof. But this season, Justin, how you doing this season?
I have to check.
If we'll get back to you. We'll get back to you.
Hold on, I already got it.
Shoot.
I'm
Wolf,
both.
you gotta go next.
Oh.
2-2 in both of them.
I think I was just looking for a league to fill time, because usually I like to have 2 leagues going at any given time, just because I feel like I can run with 2 plus life, personally. So I probably just saw it in the WPF server. It's like, they need someone. Best of 3, that sounds interesting. And then And then I was in, at the time there was only minors and majors. And this was the first draft they allowed, first and only draft, they allowed Mega Blastoise with Shell Smash. And I got that, plus Coco and Zygarde.
Ow. Very much ow.
that was a team. That was definitely a team. Then I was part of the Masters draft last season, and I had Bulu, Zardex, had just squeaked by into playoffs. And then this season I had to drop for personal reasons I'm not going to go into.
I mean, Bulu's Lord X, that's, again, what is it with you in hyper-offensive mons? Spam banded arrows and click Shell Smash with Blastoise and then click buttons with Coco. Oh my god, nothing is going to die.
Yeah.
Everything is going to die. 1-0 wins everywhere.
Exactly, that's pretty much what happened.
So much offense and you can't coordinate it.
The best set I ran with that team was against a Bulu team, and I was scouting and I found out it was scarfed. So I found it was scarfed into Stone Edge. So I just set up 2 Shell Smashes in its face and just swept. I don't think that was against Johnny. It could have been against Johnny though. That would have.
Smash choice is broken. Oh, well, I bet English. All right, I best. Oh my.
Take a breath.
Yeah, I've had too much sugar tonight.
I can see.
Yeah.
All right, I guess I gotta explain how I got in IGL. So, I've been in IGL for a bit. I was chilling just before last season, and I have a lot of friends around here. I have Mojo, I have Talal, I have Lucas, and they're all like, Orange, you should do IGL. I'm over here like, no. Why? Why wouldn't you? I'm like, A, I got 3 leagues going on. B, it's a best of 3. C, I don't know anybody there. I know what? Those 3, and that's it. I have not had any crazy communication. Aside from maybe with Dragon of Smite and, all that. I've kind of bumped into him before, but, I hadn't, done a league with him since. So I decided, fucking fine, stop bothering my ass. I will play. And they're like, upload it to YouTube. I'm like, kitty.
Do you want 4-hour-long videos?
Exactly. Do you want an hour-long video? Yes! So, I ended up doing it. I did pretty well. I made playoffs, and then I had to drop in the middle of playoffs for personal reasons, which sucked because I would have faced Kaneki, and that would have been really, really cool. and that would have been the hype match of the century. And if I'd only waited about 3 days, I would have actually made finals. So, hey, that would have been really, really nice. Well, Panda, why don't you go?
I kind of will explain a little bit earlier, but one of my friends, it was my freshman year in high school, so about 4 years ago. He was telling me about IGL, and that's kind of how I found out about IGL, was through my friend who was looking for like a just like for Pokemon Showdown gym systems and stuff, or just Pokemon in general. And so that's kind of how I was introduced to IGL.
So you like the gyms and the gyms?
Yeah,
That's
kind
like
of
gyms
why-
to me are a very interesting concept.
Yeah,
I happened to actually admin in one of them for a while. It was a very weird kind of thing for me at first because I had just gotten off of this huge draft league hiatus, and so I decided to go dip into other parts of the community just to kind of see what in the world was going on. And I came across the gym servers, and I was like, yeah, it's just kind of hype. I was a leader for a little bit. Not many people actually know about that, but I was actually before Speedo was a thing, my league. I was actually in that server being a gym leader and helping out around the place, and so not many people actually know it, but I was about to be the champion of that server, and then I proceeded to lose to a user by the name of Wanded. I have not tried at the Elite Four and stuff since because we've grown so much that I cannot physically beat anyone in the server anymore. So yeah, that's a bit of backstory from me. And yeah, I think that about wraps up that question.
yeah.
Ooh, here's a fun one. What is your favorite mon to use in draft, or have used in draft format? So, whoever would like to go first, take it away.
I'll start, I guess.
Yeah, go.
The mon that I drafted the most is Arachnid because that thing is so good. My favorite hazard type is webs, obviously, because as you can tell, I like a lot of offense. I also really enjoyed my time with Mega Garchomp. It was real fun to use. You can bust out some crazy fucking sets with that thing. And
Garchomp under webs.
it was scary. And then recently, I'm in this league that I'm always a part of because they're really good people. I'm using Celesteela. And most people think, oh, Celesteela, defense. Like, no. Fuck you. Fuck you. This thing's an offensive powerhouse. I swept 2 people 6-0 with an autotomized set.
What's funny is I have Celesteela in my own league, and I am yet to bring an offensive set.
Bring
I'm
straight
either
up.
Assault Vest or I'm Protect Lead Seed Cosmic Power. That's all I've done.
If you think a setup Celesteela can run through a team, it will. You just gotta do it. I ran Autotomized Power Herb Fly into Acrobatics.
Ow.
I'm scared.
I'm also pretty scared, I'm not gonna lie. I don't use Steela for Flying Stab, I just kind of click Heavy Slam and hope for damage.
Yeah.
But yeah, Flying Stab hurts. It really does.
It's a fun time. I enjoy it.
But Arachnid's a real fun mon for me as well. It's not my favorite, of course, but I've used Arachnid a few times. Favorite set, of course, being a stall set with, of course, Soak, Toxic, Block, Best. Throw in a few moves here and there. Oh, that was a fun set, and
But Choice
I made
Band
my
is
one already.
literally right there.
So many times. Water Bubble's a broken ability. Changed my mind. MP Burns, whatever the other effect is, 2 times water. That
I
thing.
thought it was 1.5 times water.
Might be double, I can't recall. But it feels like double, because all you need to do is slap a band on it, throw on some Adamant Nature and Max Attack, and Quick Liquidation, and get kills.
Sounds about right.
I mean, yeah, it does. Arachnid's really, really fun. Why don't you go? What's your favorite mon?
That's gonna be hard because I like multiple mons, but I think out of all of them, it would be between Megalophony and Alolan Muck.
Ooh.
So the reason why I would say I like Alolan Muck is Alolan Muck is probably one of the few that are really good at pursuit trapping, and it also can run lots of good moves with it that I found out, like with a like leftovers set with protect also like helps a lot. You can also run a lot of coverage with it, not too much, but enough for it to do a lot for a team. And then Megalophony is just fun to use. Fast, it hits hard. Now with U-turn and close combat, it can be a early game sweeper and can pivot as well. So.
And I mean, Megalophony is not a mon to sleep on anymore with play rough close combat, as you've said. And U-turn was so big for it because the number one wall to it was bulky psychics, and now you just get amazing damage off on that while getting out, which I think makes Megalophony really, really, really good. I also like Alolan Muck. I haven't taken that as much as I should have, but I'm definitely going to take some notes from you on that because I have only taken it once, and I actually did use it as a pursuit trapper. That was about it, though. I don't like slow, bulky poisons. That's just not me. But Muck is a really interesting mon. I wish it got T-Spikes, but I'd take it more if it got T-Spikes, but
Yeah, that's why I wanted that.
So we'd asked Justin to go here, but Justin is currently muted with some college stuff, so I guess that means I have to go, and that means I have to actually decide on a mon to talk about.
I didn't. I talked about 3.
Yeah.
It's about 3.
Jeopardy music now.
I have a lot of mons that I like, so I have to choose one. I'll actually choose one that I think a lot of people know about. I enjoy drafting Hitmonlee, and I know that sounds really crazy because we've been talking about, Alolan Muck and Celesteela, mons that are generally well known and might have a little more bulk to them, and I guess in Megalop's case, just really hard-hitting offense. Hitmonlee is kind of a niche pick, and that's Justin leaving the call there. So, long story short, my love for Hitmonlee began in I believe the league was called UPBA, and of course that's another league we're not going to talk about or go into much in depth there, but I do love myself some Hitmonlee because it managed to get quite a few wins, and I just love my heat set with Hitmonlee. If you can think of it, I probably run it. Z-Bounce, Power Herb, Bounce with Unburden, the classic Fake Out Normal Gem, Scarf, Band, Life Orb, even like a Covet set. I've stolen items before. Curse with White Herb. That's the item. White Herb is really fun, and of course Hitmonlee's multitude of priorities, and of course its ability to pair with Tapu Koko, Tapu Bulu, anything that can automatically set terrain on switching. That was a favorite of mine to do, and even Sash Endeavor, I believe that's something that he gets, but I've been looking into that recently, and you know what? It's a fun mon because it gets to do a lot of things, and I think a lot of people definitely underestimate that. Wow, that was great. So now we're going to get into yet another question here. So we just talked about our favorite mons to use. What's our least favorite mon to face in Draft League format? Who wants to go first?
You, because I have to think about this.
Yeah, same.
Oh, I don't even have to think about this. I'm not even going to say its name. You guys are going to be able to guess it in about 5 seconds. Ground, dark typing, runs a Scarf, Steamroll.
Oh, I see.
He's a good boy, though.
Yeah.
I have a big history with Crocodile, so y'all are going to have to,
Okay, I'll go get some popcorn right quick. I'll be back.
Yeah.
Okay, so it all started in OBDL. That was like a league of noobs back then. Some very, very old draft friends. And I was undefeated with Megalophony, Cresselia, all that fun stuff. My team was kind of broken, not gonna lie. I had 3 ground types, but we're gonna ignore the fuck out of that. And so it's like down to the Mega Beedrill and the Crocodile. I'm over here like, okay, I can do this. My Megalop comes in. Sticky webs are on my side. I click Fake Out on the Crocodile. I'm like, yeah, fam, I got this. Man pops a citrus berry.
Oof.
If he would not pop that citrus berry, I would have actually been able to KO him with return. And instead, he kills me. Then I hate Crocodile forever. But then it gets better. because I believe Braidloom24, who just came back to Draft League format, I've been talking with him recently, he decided to, once again, it's only the Crocodile left, to Scarf Crocodile. It sweeps my ass, 5 kills, and I've never forgotten because I ran Icy Wind Jirachi just for Scarf Crocodile, and I missed!
Oof.
And I just don't like Crocodile after that. But it gets even better! Because after that, I'm in another league with a Weavile and Mega Aggron and whatnot, and Tapu Koko, I believe. Yep, Koko, Weavile, Mega Aggron. To Scarf Crocodile. I get swept again. I'm Shaka Koko, and he didn't even outspeed my Weavile. He forgot to creep my Weavile with the Scarf. And so I lose to it again. This is just many of the times I've lost to Crocodile. This is not the first time. And then my mentor's team, Bruno. Bruno, of course, is long retired now, mostly thanks to me. But his team name was the Cape Town Crocodiles, and I lost him every single time. Not even because he had a crocodile most of the time. He just won because he had crocodile in the name. It didn't matter. He just won. So I think I've definitely discussed my hatred for Crocodile. How about y'all?
Well, I would probably say, to be honest, I really hate going against Coco Lucha, especially with what my teams are usually like. They're usually like balanced with defense, like with defensive bulk to it. But once it comes to Coco Lucha, I panic right away and then allow it to happen. I just hate when that happens.
I feel that. All last gen, that's all that was Coco Lucha, and you just won leagues because Hawlucha was so strong then with the electric seed. But of course now you have Defogger moving terrain and whatnot, and Coco itself, of course, not being in the game, or if you want to talk in a national dex format, doesn't hit as hard or anything like that. Of course, we can definitely argue that Coco hits really hard now, but that's beside the point.
Oh, God. We're going to put a pin in that conversation for a bit.
Oh, yes, let's not have PTSD of Coco Lucha in Gen 7. That was terrible.
No, I was talking about how Coco got potentially better in the next DLC, but...
we'll hit that. We'll hit that in a future podcast. We'll hit that in a future podcast.
We'll hit that in future 20 minutes from now. Anyways, probably, like... I don't hate going up against Mons, because I feel like if they have a Mon, any Mon can be out, like, can be stopped, in my opinion. But what I hate is Toxic Stall. That's saying a lot because I do that occasionally. I hate getting Toxic Stall. Like, when my team has a, like, very offensive, strong matchup against, and then it's just ripping, and then Toxic Stall, lose. It's just like, not too happy about that. So
I feel that so hard. I'm not
going to say I'm going to hate any specific Mon, but I do feel like general, like, any Mon that's really good at Toxic Stalling, that's probably it.
Any Mon that gets Toxic and sub then and protect, then you must really hate that.
Oh, yeah.
There's going to be a lot of Pokemon.
Alazzle. Let's see. You should draft Finny then, because then you won't get Toxic. Or Gliscor. Gliscor loves Toxic.
Yeah.
Or Steel type.
Yeah, Steel type as well, yeah.
Good thing. Do you guys ever realize, like, halfway through, like, a season or, like, halfway through playing, it's like, I really like this type of Pokemon a lot. That's me with Steel types. They're just so good. I enjoy offensive Steel types.
Offensive Steels are just absolutely amazing in draft format. With, like, Priority Bullet Punch and whatnot, you slap a Choice Band on that.
Or even, like, Aegislash.
Yeah, Aegislash is for a very particular taste, I find. Not my personal taste, but I know people who love Aegislash. And Duraludon, Kyrak, I'm talking to you.
I want to try that thing so badly.
Don't try it. Don't ever try it. No.
Just don't.
Eric will probably go in the comment section and explain why I hate Duraludon. That should be another mon we should actually add to my I hate list. But we'd be here all night. We'd be here all night. We need to just stay on topic. So that is our least favorite mon to face. And so right here I have a little thing, and it says Porygon/Bill's PC time. Oh boy, is it me, or are we gonna actually get into the bots? So I think Harbar was supposed to be on this call, but he could not make it. So we're gonna have me explain Porygon. I'm kidding, I'm not gonna do that. That would be terrible. I am terrible at explaining things. So, Panda.
Yo.
You. Wolf, you are more than free to add anything in, because I'm pretty sure you do know something about Bill's PC. If you don't, here we go. This is your chance. Panda, we're gonna start pretty simple with you.
Yeah.
How did you get into making bots?
Ooh, that's actually a really good question. I would say I started making bots my freshman year. I started seeing like lots of Discord bots on Discord, and I got a little bit more interested into it, and I kind of started to make bots from there. And that's basically how it grew. Is I was just curious about these Discord bots that are on Discord.
Keep going. I'm just typing
Keep
something out.
going.
Yeah.
We're hinged on every word.
Yeah.
This is so interesting. This is interesting to me. Is like because I've always wanted to do something with bots. Just I am about as lenient and patient with Discord bots as. Yeah, I'm not patient at all with Discord bots. So
Yeah.
all news to me.
Yeah. You kind of do need to be a little bit patient about it, but over time, it starts to be really fun to do.
The patience is the key. So,
Yeah.
why did you create the bot that you did? I know you touched on this a little bit, but Bill's PC is a fantastic tool for drafters and for anyone who needs to store a team, for that matter. But why did you decide to go the route you did? Why didn't you like create another bot, for example? And why did you decide to store teams? I mean, did you see that as a very what's the word I'm looking for? Very common issue in the Pokemon community?
So that's also another really interesting question. So to answer that last question, it wasn't really a common like issue with the actual Pokemon community, or like Pokemon Showdown deleting teams because of the cookies. It was more because of there's someone that's even in this server, and there's other people here that I noticed that they do a lot of their stuff through their phones. And it's kind of hard for people to access their teams from two different apps, and unlike us that use PC, where we can have like two windows open and see both our Discord and our teams. And so that's kind of why I created the team storage idea, was because there's some people that need something that allows them to get their teams in one place where they need it to be the most, which is usually Discord. The other reason is because of Showdown deleting cookies, which deletes your teams. And so, yeah, the first question I asked, it's more, like I said, it's because I see people having to do this on their phones. When I was first making a bot, I was actually asking in iGL of like what ideas do people think would be good, and Judas, who's in this server, said why not make a team storage idea, or so I thought that was going to be hard, and then after a while I was like, that would be good. Let's try that. And so yeah, that's kind of how Build PC was sparked, essentially.
And so I don't have this on here, but what are your eventual goals with the bot? Do you just want to keep improving it? Like, what are your next thoughts of improving upon your original idea? I know you have a support server where you update everybody on what exactly is going to happen with the bot, and I believe you've taken the iGL tiers and put them into the bot to where you can just make a draft plan through the iGL tiers. That's something I've been personally using. So, do you have any hidden developer ideas in mind that maybe you could leak for us? Just a little, just a little, just a little.
Just a little. So kind of right now for a little idea. Well, it's kind of not like a big deal if it's spoiled because there is something that's already made for the bot, and that's kind of like a team builder, like a website. I made a website for Bill's PC, and I'm actually currently creating a team builder that are just like the Google spreadsheet docs that people use for prepping and all that stuff. On Bill's PC, there is a command that does that, which is the team builder command, where you can have your drafts plans and you can compare them to Pokemon that you might be facing. And so that's kind of the idea that I'm going for right now. For goals for later on with Bill's PC, I don't really want it to be exclusively my bot, and that's why I don't really say my bot that much. It's essentially because I created because I had one goal, which was a community bot where the community chooses what they want on the bot and not where I choose what is on there or what's not. It's based off of what the community wants or needs. So that's why I usually ask for suggestions, or I usually ask people like what do they need out of something like a tool or such, and I also just see what's the common problem is, and then I just build something that will help fix that common problem.
I like that. I like that philosophy a lot of listening to the community and accepting suggestions. I know a lot of people who don't do that, and I know that kind of that irritates me a lot, is because that's who you're trying to cater towards is your community. I also like the idea of you not thinking of it as your bot, thinking of it as a community bot. That's definitely a good mindset to have, in my opinion. But let's move on here. Well, shoot.
Have questions?
I've been here for 38 minutes. We are actually out of questions because I came up with these questions in 5 minutes before the podcast started.
Okay, I got one quick question then.
Okay.
You may end us off with your one question, Wolf,
Okay.
because I have not.
So, everyone knows that drafts are typically between 10 to 12 Pokemon, right?
Mm-hmm.
What is, like, the 13th Mon you've always wanted to draft? Like, what is the one Mon you want to draft but can never seem to fit it on a good plan?
Ooh.
For me, I'll go first for an example.
You tackle that one first, because I have to think about this one.
So, one of my favorite Mons, just because of, like, its design and how it works, is Meloetta. And I've always wanted to use Meloetta in a draft that's not just... the one time I used it was in Tier 3 and below draft. So I want to try it in, like, a real draft. Or, not that that wasn't a real draft, it was just, like, in a non... Tier 3 and below draft. Because it has so much versatility, its special defense is amazing. You run that with... One of my favorite sets to run on it was the Assault Vest Charge Beam set, because it has Serene Gray, so you always got that boost.
As long as you hit it, of course. That's something to keep in mind as well.
Is Charge Beam not 100%?
It is not. I believe it is actually not 70. It's like 90, 95. I've missed it before. I can tell you that. I can't look at the accuracy right now, but I can tell you it can miss.
Gotcha. Okay.
Ooh, Meloetta is such an interesting mon. That's actually a mon that I was going to think about. I've kind of covered Meloetta before. I was actually going to do a video on it, on Meloetta, just because Meloetta is such a weird mon, not resisting fighting is a reason why people don't take it, is because their psychics generally switch into fighting types and whatnot. But I think Meloetta is a very interesting Pokemon with like Subcalm Mind, being able to go mix. Relic Song with Serene Grace is like a 40% chance to put you to sleep or something like that.
It's crazy.
Generally, it's a really crazy. The Spadef stat is through the roof. I mean, it's amazing. Like, you can even run it in Trick Room, and it feels so nice. Like, I've used Meloetta before, and funny enough, it was actually in the same league where I met Dragons of Smite, the owner of iGL. And I have kind of wanted to use it since, kind of not. It's a weird mon. I'll give it... yeah, it's weird. That's all I can say. It doesn't quite fit on most I would definitely love to take that Mon. But let's see. I'll go just because I think I have my Mon. I was reminded of a tier 3 and below draft from you, Wolf, and there is a Mon I have wanted to use ever since it got buffed. I haven't used this Mon since Gen 7, and this Mon is Primarina. And so Primarina is, for those of you who don't know, got Calm Mind this generation, as well as Flip Turn, which is really big for it because Primarina's main struggle was its low speed and its inability to kind of set up. Like, you could throw specs on it and Liquid Voice, and it would click Hyper Voice, and it would get kills. But it struggled against setup sweepers because it couldn't really do anything to them. But Flip Turn helps it get out of there faster, which is definitely good and amazing. Just, I have never been able to draft it because it is either a tier 2 Mon now or it is tier 3. And I personally see tier 3 Primarina as terrible. You should always get it in tier 2. That thing is a monster. I still believe it's a monster because Energy Ball and, you know, if you allow Hidden Power, that's a thing too. Just its dual stab is so amazing. It's offensive. It's basically offensive Finny, I'm not going to lie. But just, I have never been able to take it because I've always, you know, prioritized bulkier waters and hazard support. And Primarina doesn't get any of that love because even under webs, it like doesn't outspeed too much, and you're forced to run a Scarf on it a lot. And so that's kind of just one of the Mons I've wanted to take recently, and I just haven't had the chance to do it. I think that would definitely be a good 13th Mon, though.
Mr. Panda.
Yo, okay. So I actually, my Pokemon is actually a different route from your guys's. So I do YouTube videos sometimes here and there. One of the videos I did mention what my favorite grass Pokemon is, and it's not a Pokemon that a lot of people will pick, but I can never find a place to put it because sometimes it can't do what I want it to do, but there's times when it can do what I want it to do and it feels nice. That's Blossom.
Ooh.
Blossom.
I like that.
Yeah, big root, Strength Sap, Blossom with Quiver Dance and Giga Drain and Sub. It can do so much, like just so much against a team where if they don't have a phasing move or they have a physical attacker on Blossom with Blossom Strength Sap, which lowers their attack, and also has a really good, it's a decent like physical bulk to it, as well healing it up to 100% because a big root gives it more HP recovery from Strength Sap. So it's kind of like a interesting Pokemon that I really love to use, but I can never find a place because in the draft season or draft leagues, it's just can't do much in there because people expect it.
Right. And plus, you would really want, like, Torkoal with that, so it has Chlorophyll as well.
Yeah, it needs Sun to outspeed some common threats.
See, I was about to take that in the iGL season, the last season I was in, because I had a Mega Charizard Y. And instead I took Leafeon because of Wish plus other things.
Yeah.
I did want to say, like, another Mon I've, like, kind of always wanted to use, but, like, for some reason I haven't used it all that much, is, like, maybe... I want to use Mega Sceptile. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Like, Mega Sceptile just seems like fun.
It is fun. I used it before. It's just not my cup of tea, but it is fun to use.
I think now that it got Dragon Danced, I think it's a lot more viable. It just needs, like, another move. Like, I don't know what move it should get. It just needs something to set it off.
Yeah.
Well, do you got any other questions?
Not really, to be honest.
Okay, so, I do got one more question, if we have time for it. Obviously, we're not all, like, we don't always do Pokemon, so what is something
Super sorry about that, y'all. I had to go feed my cat. So, I heard Mega Sceptile. Mega Sceptile is one of probably my favorite offensive grass types to take, with his amazing 145 speed. Of course, you have to run a Scarf to outspeed that, or just run Ice Shard. Not many teams actually practice Ice Shard, so it's really, really, really whack.
Yeah.
I love that one, especially since it's got G-Dance. Like, you can't, like, after a D-dance, no scarf. Now it's be bad.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I should have ran up the stairs. Oh, that was fun.
Cool.
Okay.
Now you take a breath.
Were you
Well, while
saying, Wolf?
While you take your breath, I was saying I do got one last question, even though the last one was our last one. Obviously, we don't do Pokemon all the time. What is something you guys have been enjoying lately? Like outside of Pokemon.
Outside of Mons, let's see. Who wants to go first?
I can go first again if you guys want.
I mean, I have something, so.
I have something as well.
Alright, you guys can go. I can go later.
Panda, you can go first.
Okay. Well, the thing I enjoy the most is what we already talked about, which is working on bots, especially on Bill's PC. But I just enjoy working on just programming in general. It's just a hobby of mine. I just really enjoy it, and it's like my top favorite thing to do besides Pokemon, which is my second favorite thing to do. So
Nice. I'm taking a program class through Harvard right now because it was only $90. Hey.
yay!
Good.
Yeah, $90 and you get a certificate saying, "Hey, you went to Harvard."
Yeah, there you go.
Ooh, you're gonna have to hook me up with that. You're gonna have to hook me up with that because I'm terrible at. You could say computers in general, which is actually kind of funny since I'm not Discord all the time, but I am about as fluent with coding as I am with French.
There you go.
Yeah, I'll drop
No.
I'll drop that link in one of the chats, I guess, or just DM it to you.
Yeah, you got it. Let's see. What am I doing? All right, I'm busy with school and then making content. Hey,
I said enjoy.
Yeah.
What do I enjoy doing? Well, I am actually a published author. For those of you who don't know, I am published on Amazon. I won't be linking any of my stuff because my other stuff is trash. But I'm currently working on a new book, and I guess you could say I've shared it with a few people. And it's 169 pages long.
Nice.
It's still under a lot of work. I'm still gonna have to rewrite the first 4 chapters because I hate myself. And yeah, I write in my spare time. So
Nice.
I'm a big fiction fantasy guy. Big explosions, action scenes, romance in some places, and you know, I also won't shy away from a little bit of humor. You know, I won't shy away from characters you can sadly relate to, even though you don't want to admit it.
Oh, I know that
yeah.
feel.
Yeah, too relatable. But yeah, that's what I do.
So, kind of bouncing off this isn't the main thing I want to talk about. But this year, I've been taking up reading a lot more because A, we're in the middle of a plague and there's not much you can do. And B, I'm dyslexic, so I want to improve my reading skill because it's trash right now. So I've just been trying to read through a book at least one per month, but sometimes I get through one a week, which is nice.
It's a solid goal to have, is to be
Yeah.
able to like read a book once a month or once a week. I don't even like read books anymore. Like as a writer, I don't read books anymore. That's
Wow.
kind of bad. But yeah, I do have my favorites, of course, being Harry Potter. I'm a big Harry Potter fan. So that's something people don't know about me, is I'm a big Harry Potter fan. If you name something from Harry Potter, I haven't read the books in about a year. I can still probably tell you anything. So yeah.
Funny part is, I read the Harry Potter series for the first time earlier this year. And I'm 23. I was 23 at the time, and now I'm 24.
He's converting. He's converting to
Yeah.
the Potter side.
Oh god. It's creeping up my arm, oh god! But the main thing I wanted to talk about was, probably about a year ago, my friend invited me to a D&D campaign. And, like, so far I've been in one other, and then right now I'm running my own. And it is some of the most fun I've ever had. Because, like, you get a good group of people, you make a good... So what I like to do is I make 2 paths they can go down, both equally good. And then whatever path they don't go down, the other path becomes harder, and the world expands. So I've been really enjoying, like, just hanging out with my friends and going on this adventure with them. And it's lead to some really, like, stupid moments, and it's great.
Oh my god, that sounds pretty awesome. I'm not a D&D person, I never have been, but I won't lie, I kind of want to get into it now. I kind of do. Just you explain it like it's the best thing
Straight
that's ever
up,
happened to you.
I've
I
been-
want to feel that. I can feel that. I can feel that through the microphone, through the computer. I feel it.
I've
I am
been
one with you.
meaning to ask Andy Dragons to see if I could run even a one-shot through IGL. Like, that would be so much fun because these guys are really fun to just hang out with. They're really cool. And I think having a one-shot or even a campaign with them would be really entertaining.
Oh,
I'm gonna have to try.
Yeah.
But I am so sorry, y'all, but we are at the end of our podcast. I hope everyone has enjoyed what they have heard today from Panda and Wolf. I have been Pokemon Trainer Orange. Now, before we go, I do want to say a few things. This is the first episode of the iGL podcast. I'm not aware of what the schedule's going to be. Hell, I've made up these questions in 5 minutes. I don't even know if I'm going to be here again. Right now, here's something I need y'all to do. Hit that like button. I don't normally say this for even my own content, but I think y'all should hit the like button. That says you like the content, as opposed to the dislike button, which says you hate us. Now, personally, I think the like button looks a lot better than the dislike button. But to each their own. The next thing I'm going to ask you to do is to subscribe. At IGL, we upload a lot of fun things. I am not in charge of it, of course, but obviously, if you want to see more of our podcast, you should probably be the first to see it in your sub box. Of course, we would also enjoy if you were to comment down below and please suggest questions, or maybe, hey, say I did a good job. I'm talking to y'all haters out there. I did do a good job here. I was nice and energetic. I had a lot of sugar. And
Yeah.
I downed 6 bags of sugar.
This entire thing. So, if y'all do want to see me again, you guys can comment down below and say how much of a good job we did today. And finally, I'm going to do one more thing. They're not going to link my socials down in the description, but hey, go give me a sub. I'm kidding, don't give me a sub.
What a plug.
But I will totally remember to link Porygon server and Bill's PC server, and maybe, I don't know what else they have, down in the comments or description below. I don't know if they're going to put timestamps on this.
You assume.
Yeah.
Wow, please go support Porygon and Bill's PC. They are pretty cool draft bots. You would like them in your league. Take that from me. I use both. Before this whole thing even happened, I use both. So, Bill's PC, Porygon, go support them. Go join their Discord. Second of all, I'm pretty sure I'm sharing this with people outside of IGL. So if you are outside of IGL, not only am I going to ask you to do all that I've already said, I'm going to ask you to join IGL, because this is a fun server, and hey, you could even be on the podcast. That would be pretty cool, I'm not going to lie. So, I think that about wraps up everything I wanted to say. Wolf, Panda, would you like to say anything before we end the podcast?
I mean, it's a tradition at this point. Bounty's not here to say it, but I guess I gotta say, give us your parents' credit card information. Bye.